As you join, as you come in, leave a comment in the comment section so I know that you're here. Maybe just share where you're joining from, where in the world you're from and joining from today. Let me know in the comments section. And we'll get started in just about a minute. All right, let's get started. Welcome to Intentional Dating. I am so excited to be holding this training today. This is something I'm really passionate about. I'm going to be teaching how to actually step into intentional dating, what that is, and how to attract a partner that aligns with your values. So I want to lay out, I call it the roadmap. It's really, the step-by-step, the things that are really important and you need to know in order to go from unclear or undefined relationship dynamics. So I'm talking about situationships or being in a relationship dynamic that feels like a relationship, but there's no true commitment, or you don't really know where the other person stands, if they're seeing other people, into a committed relationship, a committed, healthy relationship. So my name is Malia. I am a trauma-informed certified dating and relationship mentor and coach. I specialize in supporting women in really getting to the root of their challenges when it comes to love and dating, intimacy, and relationships. And I'm more so interested in supporting people get to the root of what's going on, because that's how you're able to experience real change, sustainable change, how you're able to maintain and keep healthy love rather than sabotaging it or unconsciously pushing it away or not feeling worthy of it. And so my work really focuses in healing from the past, so healing past trauma, past experiences, belief systems, attachment styles from childhood. These are the things, a lot of the things that can get in the way of us and a healthy relationship. I also specialize in supporting women attract a secure, emotionally available partner who's ready for commitment, and deepening and improving your relationship, being able to move it past the honeymoon phase and experience lasting connection, lasting passion, and love. So I'm really passionate about this work. I got into this work because of my own journey. I got divorced at a really young age, and that was really hard, and the relationship was really unhealthy. It was quite toxic, and so getting out of that relationship at such a young age and not having the proper tools or the resources to heal from that. And so my self-worth took a really big hit, and then years after that I was experiencing just really unhealthy relationships, situationships. The way I was showing up in relationships wasn't healthy. I was leading people on and really honestly just kind of using people because I didn't know how to be alone. I didn't have my own, I was needing validation from other people. So when I took responsibility for my own experience and I started to heal, I started to see that my own patterns that were resulted basically from my past experiences were playing into who I was attracting and how I was feeling in dating and relationships. And so it wasn't that all men were bad. It was that was the way I was seeing the world based on my experience up until that point. So from there, I really dove into my own healing journey, and I dove deep into personal development and learned so much and did so much healing of my own. And now I'm engaged to an amazing man who's just really incredible. And after I had this experience, I really understood that, there's certain things that we can do as women to step into feeling really empowered, doing our own inner work, and having really healthy relationships. So I studied relationships, I studied trauma, I became certified, and I now support women and having healthier, more fulfilling relationships. So today's training, um, today's training, I wanted to bring you something that is super practical, that's very tangible, and I'm going to be sharing steps you can take right away, practices you can start implementing. And I wanted to do this because, like I've mentioned, my work really focuses on getting beyond the surface level. So often we have these, what I see as surface level um, issues or problems or challenges when it comes to dating and relationships. And so maybe you're attracting people who just don't align with you, you're attracting people that don't respect you or value you. Maybe you feel unworthy, you're not good enough, you feel anxious or overthinking, attracting men who don't want a relationship right now. These are all just symptoms of a deeper problem. And a lot of the work I do, especially in my mentorship program, Radiant Relationship Academy, it's about you becoming the woman inside and out who attracts healthy love, because that's what she's available for. It's about moving through the internal barriers that keep love at a distance. What I mean by that, it's our belief systems we hold that have been developed as early as childhood, our attachment style that's developed in childhood as well. What we've learned throughout our life about men and love and relationships and intimacy, these experiences that hold us back from attracting healthy love, the ways that we sabotage love and actually push it away. So the deep inner work is absolutely necessary. Healing your heart, healing your trauma, focusing on your energy, how you're showing up. And I also know that it's important to give you the really tangible stuff of what you can apply right now in your dating life. So that is my intention with this training, is let's look at like what to actually do on the date, where to meet people, what to say. There's a few trainings I've done in this group that go deeper into the internal work. So the thing is, I want to be super clear about this before we dive in. All the dating strategies in the world, and the step-by-step and the communication templates, they're empty without you addressing the internal. Right? I want to say that again. They're all empty without you addressing the internal. You can say all the right things, but if there's a part of you that doesn't actually believe you're worthy of this type of love, or some sort of belief that's hidden in the background, you're going to just end up pushing it away. So my mentorship program, Radiant Relationship Academy, the waitlist is open right now. We're going to open the doors again in April. So if you're interested in doing this deeper work, then I would love to have you inside the program. But for today, we're going to focus on dating. So to get the most out of today's training, there's a few things I want to mention. One, I really encourage you to take notes. Have a journal, have a pen, take notes. There's going to be, again, a lot of actionable steps that you can pull from this. I'll be sharing practices you can implement, so you definitely want to be taking notes. Taking notes also helps you to stay present. It's going to be really important to stay present through this training. There's going to be space for questions at the end. I would love to hear any questions. So as you're throughout the training, if you're joining us live, please use the chat or the comment section. I'd love to just know that you're here. I'd love to hear any questions that come up for you along the way. Feel free to drop the questions in at any time. I'll most likely get to them at the end. I might pause and answer questions throughout. We'll see how it's flowing, but please just use the comment section. I love to feel that we're all here together and feel all of your energy. Even if I'm mentioning something and you really resonate with it, just put a heart in the comment section. Let me know. And lastly, I have prepared a PDF bonus material for you. So what we're going to be covering here today. I've put it all inside of a PDF, and then I've included bonus material. So questions to ask to know if someone is compatible with you, questions to ask on the first few dates, communication templates that lead to deeper connection and more intimacy, and then notes on everything we're going to be covering today. So I put that all in a PDF for you. Drop your email in the comment section here so that me and my team can get that sent to you today. You're going to want to have it. Still take notes, even though you get this PDF. Still take your own notes because there might be something I say today that is not in the PDF. But just know that you're going to have that PDF option as well with some bonus material. So just put your email in the comment section at any time, and we'll make sure to grab it and send that over to you after the training. All right, so let's dive in. We have some good stuff to cover today. We're going to be covering the 5 essential shifts that you can make that will transform your dating experience. We're going to go over my dating filter technique. This supports you in stop wasting your time, so you're no longer wasting your time with those who aren't right for you and makes you more available to those who are. Dating filter. Where and how to actually meet someone. This is a highly requested question, so I'm excited to offer you what I've created today. And healthy dating practices. This is going to make you more magnetic and lead to deeper connection and help you to know, again, if someone is actually compatible with you. And lastly, how and when to have the "are we in a relationship" conversation. Okay, so first, the 5 essential shifts that will transform your dating experience to feel more enjoyable and empowered. The first one is, it's not about finding love. So shift out of this mindset of I'm trying to find love. What it's actually about is finding all of the walls that have been built up from past relationships, experiences, childhood, betrayals, etc., that are preventing love from coming to you. I'll say that again. It's not about finding love. It's about finding all of the walls that have been built up that are preventing love from coming to you. What this does is it stops us from feeling like we're searching for something because we're incomplete and we're trying to find love or trying to find this person. That's not really what it's about. You could find the perfect person, but if you have walls still built up that you haven't addressed, that person isn't going to be able to come into your heart. You're going to push them away. You're not going to feel good enough. You're going to sabotage it, something along those lines. And this invites us into taking personal responsibility for ourselves. It's not the city that you live in doesn't have any good men. It's not the damage your ex did on you. It's your personal responsibility to do the healing work necessary, to understand the skills required to have a deep, healthy relationship. Once you do that, it is completely possible to you. When you go searching for the walls within yourself, the barriers within yourself that's keeping love at a distance, that's when love comes to you. It's not about searching for love, it's about looking for the walls within yourself. And you might be sitting here saying, no, I don't have any. I want healthy love. I want this person. I'm ready for it. And I would challenge you and say, are you having the vulnerable conversations? Are you doing the necessary work so that your energy, your embodiment is an invitation for what you say you want? What are you projecting onto men and love and relationships? Are you aware of your defense mechanisms and how they impact how you show up in love? The second one is to release the idea of the one. Release it. We don't need it. Now, I'll be honest, sometimes I do refer to my partner as the one. And, so you don't have to never say that again. But what I mean by releasing the idea of the one is this idea that we're searching for the one, we're finding the one, can be limiting for a few reasons. One, it gives us this idea that we're searching for the perfect partner, like what we see in fairy tales. And that's not reality. People are human. There's no perfect person out there, so there's no perfect partner out there. Your partner that you're going to be able to have this beautiful, healthy relationship with is going to have flaws. They're going to have imperfections. They're going to have quirks. They're going to have their own patterns and tendencies that probably trigger yours. So we need to understand that it's not that we're looking for the one, it's not that we're looking for perfect, we're looking for a great partner that we can be compatible with. Someone that you can navigate conflict with, that you can go through the stressful times of life with. Someone that you can love their human parts too, not just their perfect parts. So when we have the idea that we're searching for the one, it can put a lot of pressure on relationships. And the truth is, some relationships just expire. Some relationships aren't meant to last forever. And so if you find the one, but then the relationship ends, it can be just like destroying. So I believe, we will find and connect with the one that's right for us at that time in our life, who we are in that season of our life. I can even sit here and say that I'm really grateful for my ex-husband, who that relationship was really, really toxic and hurtful, because it was right for me in that time. It's what got me here. What I learned through that pain, what I learned from being in a relationship with him, I'm grateful for that. That was right for me at the time. It's not right for me now, but I can see that that was what I was meant to experience at that time. So the third one is view dating as a practice. View dating as a practice. Let me tell you, you're not going to get it right every time. The things I'm going to offer you today of different ways to meet people and interact on dates, you're not going to get it right every time. And it's not about getting it right. It's about being authentic. It's about learning about yourself. If you do view dating as a practice in which you get to learn more about yourself, then when someone isn't a match, when someone rejects you, when a date is really awful, you get to look at that experience as, what am I learning about myself? And the more we know ourselves, the more we know what we value, the more we can really show up in a relationship. So when we view dating as a practice, it helps us to relieve some pressure. And we really need to relieve some pressure when it comes to dating. Pressure on yourself. So, how you're showing up, maybe you said something awkward or did something weird, like, it's okay. Relieve pressure on yourself. Or there's this idea I hear from clients a lot that I'm running out of time. I'm getting older, I want to have a baby, I thought I would be married by now, I'm running out of time. And that puts a lot of pressure on ourselves. And in that energy, when we're feeling all of that pressure, we aren't in our radiant energy. That radiant energy is when we draw the masculine in. And we can put a lot of pressure on the person we're dating, which doesn't feel good. That can turn into this controlling energy, and that's something that really pushes away the healthy masculine, or a healthy man. Healthy, secure, empowered man is when we're trying to control things. So release the pressure, view it as a practice. The next one is to date based on attraction and compatibility. What a lot of people are doing is dating only based on attraction. And, excuse me, and that's not going to, a relationship without compatibility is not going to be healthy. You're not going to have your needs met. You're not going to feel respected. But the truth is, a lot of us are only dating based on attraction. Do I find them attractive? Do I feel these butterflies when I'm around them? Or we're not even considering, are we compatible? And we'll get more into compatibility a bit later. This has to do with, you have to be clear on what's really important to you, what are your values, what are your non-negotiables in a relationship, and what type of person would be compatible with that. We don't really know what would be compatible with us when we don't really know ourselves at that depth. And the last one, the last shift. So to move out of chasing, to move out of the energy of waiting to be chosen and into you are doing the choosing. You are doing the choosing. Okay, so when we're chasing people or just waiting to be chosen, it puts us in this really disempowering position. There's a few things that can happen here. We might put someone on this pedestal and get so focused that this has to be the person. We start really just seeing them for their potential, not who they actually are or what they're telling us they're available for. Maybe they're like, I'm not really ready for a relationship right now, but we're like, this has to be the one. And then we're convinced that they're going to change their mind. Oh, after a few months, I'm sure they will want to date me. No. Right? We have to really accept where someone is at and what they're telling us. Another thing that could happen is so when we're chasing and we're waiting to be chosen, we aren't necessarily prioritizing what it is we need in a partner. We're just accepting what they're offering. Even if it's just crumbs, even if it's just like a little, here's a bite. No, that's not acceptable. But we will accept that when little bits of love feel better than no love at all. So, when we're chasing and we're just waiting to be chosen, we'll miss red flags, right? We won't even see them, or we'll just ignore them, like consciously ignore them, because we're so, focused on like, I just need to be chosen. I want to be claimed. So when you're doing the choosing, you're clear on what you need in a partner. You're prioritizing your needs, your non-negotiables, you're valuing yourself, and you're really able to discern, yeah, this is in alignment with me, or no, this actually isn't. And this can be scary because this does mean you will say, oh, this isn't in alignment with me. And then to say that means, again, you're giving up that little bit of love you had, and that's really hard when those little bits of love feel better than no love at all. Which again is why the internal work and really building our own self-worth and moving through our own insecurities is so important. Because without it, we're just going to continue the same patterns. We're going to continue pushing love away, settling for good enough, good for now. So inside Radiant Relationship Academy is where we do that deeper inner work. Okay, let me know if this is resonating so far. Let me know you're with me. Let me know, what's inspiring you so far. Drop in the chat box. Cool. Hi, Christina. All right, so our next, what we're moving into next. Kate West, hello. What does it feel like when it is in alignment? Okay, cool, that's what we're talking about next. Perfect. And if I don't quite hit on that, I'll make sure to hit on it throughout this or at the end. So the dating filter. So now we're considering, like Kate said, well, what is in alignment with me, right? So in order to attract someone who's in alignment with you, you must be in alignment with yourself and your desires and what you want. So this is often my clients will this will be a process to really discover what is it that I really want? What is it that's in alignment for me? Because we get clouded with what society tells you to want, what other people are doing in love and dating and relationships. what our parents taught us. This conditioning goes deep, right? Because we might sit here and think like, I don't care, I'm not going to do what my parents tell me. I'm an adult. But that conditioning runs deep, it's ingrained in us. Until we do the work to move it from the unconscious to the conscious, it's running. Our unconscious mind, which is in the shadows, it's like what's back here in the dark is how I think of it. Now it's unconscious, right? So it's not conscious. It's unknown to us until it comes to the surface. And this is why it can feel like, I don't know, I don't know why it's not happening for me. Well, there's a lot of beliefs or conditioning hidden in your unconscious. And it impacts your nervous system, it impacts the patterns that and defense mechanisms that you find yourself in. So coming into alignment with yourself means to put to the side personal limitations. Oh, I don't think I can have that. That's not possible for me. Other people's opinions, what the world around you is telling you you should do, to really discover, oh, this is what I value. This is how I want to live my life. So, and this is deeper than, oh, I want him to be tall and have this type of career and have a good education, or even I want a healthy relationship. Saying I want a healthy relationship isn't clear enough. What does that mean to you? How do you know that you're experiencing that? The thing is, many people have not yet experienced a healthy relationship, so they aren't really sure. So you have to dig deeper. What does it mean to me? How do I want to be treated? Just the other day, it was Monday, we had a group coaching call. We do a group coaching call every week inside of Radiant Relationship Academy. And we did a practice where we were getting really clear on all the women inside their core non-negotiables in relationship, like what they're calling in for a partner. One of the women shared with me, she said, I wrote them all down. I feel really good about them. But I don't think, she said, I don't think there is anyone like this. I don't think this person exists. I think I need to take some of the things off. And I was like, okay, just read it to me. Let's see. She reads it to me, and I said, this is completely, you can have this. Do not cross anything off. Some of the things were like, he's financially stable, he's emotionally, present with me. We're able to have deep conversations and things like that. And, based on her experience, she had never experienced someone like that up until this point. She hasn't yet. So in her belief system, she feels, oh, I don't think this is possible. I've never experienced this before. But we see what we believe. She hasn't seen it yet because she hasn't yet believed that it's possible. So, getting really clear on what's really important to you and your non-negotiables in a relationship. That means you must really know yourself in order to know what's important to you in a relationship. So the dating filter. I like to explain the dating filter in this way. Have you ever looked for a house on Zillow or Airbnb, and when you first open the website, there's hundreds of houses, right? It's just all these different places. And you're like, this is not what I'm looking for. So then you start to use the filters. You put in the number of bedrooms, you put in the exact location, you put in the price range, and it narrows down the search. And then you're presented with what you're looking for. This is the dating filter. And you might say, I don't know if there's anyone on this training today that has this thought, but I get this often. But wait, I'm so picky, I'm so, sure, if I really narrow it down, there won't be anyone available. Or I'm not going to have many options. There is no one like that. It can feel better to just have no filter and be a sea, I call it a sea of these question marks. It's I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. So this is the point, right? You want to be specific and clear about what you're looking for. This makes dating less confusing, less overwhelming, and then you're less likely to end up with someone who isn't actually right for you, right? So in setting up your dating filter, you get clear on what you're actually looking for. And then each person you meet, you put them through the filter and see, is this aligning or is this not aligning? So that you're no longer spending your time with people that just really aren't right for you. So let me just check in on the comments. Beautiful. Okay, so your non-negotiables. So I want to be clear about what your non-negotiables are. Your non-negotiables are qualities, behaviors, values that you would want in a partner and how you'd like to feel in that relationship. This is different. I call it the I'd really like list. So you have two different lists. One, non-negotiables. The second one, I'd really like. On your I'd really like list, this can include anything, literally anything. You can put his exact height, his exact hair color. The thing about the I'd really like list is it's not non-negotiables. It's like, that'd be cool, I'd really like that. So you let your desires just come through. You can be like curious and playful, and maybe you go to the grocery store and you see this like sexy man and you're like, I want him to have wear this type of jeans. I don't know. You can be as specific as you want. But it's not the make or break. It's your opportunity to just dream it up. So going back to non-negotiables, okay, so this is where you have the qualities and the behaviors, the values this person might hold, how you would want to feel in this relationship. So some examples of non-negotiables could be, we have meaningful conversations. He opens up emotionally and holds space for me to share. I feel safe and relaxed around him. He is conscious and self-aware. He is respectful of my boundaries. He values health and is active. I'm going to pause there. I want to give you an example of the difference of these lists. So on non-negotiables, you could have he values health and is active. On your I'd really like list, it could say he works out 5 days a week. Do you see how specific that is? And it's like, that's not, do you really need that to be compatible and have a healthy relationship? No. Or he goes to this gym. But your non-negotiable could be he values health. He is active. Okay. More on the non-negotiables. We talk openly about the future together, our future together. He has the skills and capacity to navigate conflict effectively. We are able to listen to and validate each other's perspectives, even when they're different. He's ready for commitment and values long-term commitment. So these are examples of what could be on your non-negotiables. Think about how you want to feel. Think about the qualities, the behaviors, the values this person might have. And then on your I'd really like list, go crazy. Put anything you want. He loves cats. He has traveled the world. He has green eyes. He plays the guitar. He's read this book. Like, whatever you think you might like. Okay? So then from there, you have more to actually create your dating filter off of. So your dating filter it's essentially your non-negotiables, right? So I'm not a huge fan of like checking the boxes because it's a bit more nuanced than that, because it really matters how we feel in our body, how our connection is, the energy, and that's hard to check off a box. You know, one of your boxes could be describing your energy or describing how you feel in your body. But for the dating filter, I do think it's helpful to kind of use check box, or what are they called? Check boxes. um, so you can have, you know, your non-negotiables on there. On your dating filter, it might also say, I enjoy spending time with this person. I'm receiving value from spending time together. So consider that your non-negotiables, these are things you might not know right away. It might take time to discover how someone navigates conflict, right? Or if they are truly respectful of your boundaries. So your dating filter is kind of things you can start to assess earlier on. I'm getting value out of spending time with this person. I feel respected when we're together. He values my time. I'm being honest with this person about who I am, my intentions, my needs, and my boundaries. This person follows through on what they say they're going to do. When they say they're going to text me, when they say they're going to call me, when they say they're going to pick me up. Follow through is everything. I feel that I am being myself when I'm around this person. Okay, so as you're spending time with someone, as you're dating someone, you have this dating filter in mind. Okay, any questions so far on the dating filter? I do want to address, I'm going to pause and address Kate's question. What does it feel like when it is in alignment? Yeah, let me see how I want to answer this. This will be unique to each person, right? Overall, I would say there's this sense of, I find the most important thing in really knowing when someone is the right person for you is the ability to trust yourself. The ability to trust yourself. I trust that this is a yes for me. I trust that this is feeling good for me. I can trust that because I trust myself and I'm checking in with my body and my intuition and what's coming up for me. And when you have that practice, you can really sense when things are not quite right, when there's a no, when there's a, ooh, something doesn't feel right, a red flag. And you're able to check in with that and inquire with that and see, does this mean this is out of alignment for me? Or does this just mean there's something here deeper for me to look at? You know, when it's really in alignment, you're going to feel compatible with this person. When it's really in alignment, it's going to, the person, the relationship is going to meet your non-negotiables. You aren't going to feel like you're settling in some way, like there's maybe something more out there, because you've become clear on this is what's important to me. And now you can see, oh, I'm experiencing this. When it's in alignment, there's a feeling of feeling close to yourself, because part of becoming in alignment is feeling really connected to our authentic self. And so as a byproduct, we're going to feel really close to ourselves. There's not going to be that feeling of shame when we self-sabotage or self-abandoning. Not to say those things won't ever happen, right? It's, you know, likely we are going to have experiences where we self-sabotage or we self-abandon, but it's not like we're just living in that way. Okay, let me know if that answers that. So now let's talk about where and how to actually meet someone. So there's two main ways to actually meet someone. There's dating apps and there's organically, okay? So let me know, how do you guys feel about dating apps? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Do you use them? I'd like to hear how you feel about dating apps. I know there's some strong opinions out there in the world about them. And I recommend using both of these methods, dating apps and organically. Train wreck. Hopefully this helps then. I do recommend using both. And, you know, if you have resistance to one, if you feel like one is a train wreck, you don't have to use it. And I feel that if you apply that what I'm about to share with you, you're going to have a totally different experience with them. Christina, don't use them, but feeling like it is necessary. Okay, cool. I think this topic will be great. So what matters the most with either option is the energy and the intention behind either method. Okay? What matters most is the energy and the intention behind either method. Dating apps, let's start there. So, the thing about dating apps, I first of all just want to validate that I personally haven't had to be on a dating app in a couple years because I'm engaged, but I work with clients every single day that are on dating apps, and we find different ways to make it enjoyable for them, and they've had amazing results. So, Lauren, dating apps are very frustrating. I hate feeling like I have to sell myself in some way, and also that it's such a small glimpse into my life. But I have learned to use them and not let them carry as much weight for me, I guess. Okay, cool. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. It is strange, you know, to have this feeling of selling yourself, and I do understand there's a lot of icky people out there as well. So, where was I? Dating apps. I'm not sure. I think hopefully I finished that last thought, so I'm going to move on. So the thing with dating apps is they need to be used intentionally. Okay? They need to be used intentionally. If they're used just like mindlessly and you like just kind of do what everyone else is doing on there and like scroll here and there and there's no clear intention and you're kind of subscribing to, yeah, what the dating apps want us to do is like sell ourselves, and it's like, yeah, it only gives us a bit of a glimpse. So the first thing is to change your mindset. Come into, I'm using this dating app as a tool to potentially connect with my future partner. It's just a tool. I don't have to get sucked into the frustration of it, the ickiness of it. What type of boundaries might help you as you open the dating app, right? So I'm not, these things I'm not available for. I'm not available for the weird conversations or whatever boundaries you need to set for yourself to feel better and more empowered when you step into the space. Think about like when you open the dating app, how you would walk into, let's say, a restaurant. Let's say you're walking into a restaurant and you know that your ideal partner is in there, right? You would walk in and you would hold yourself in this really soft yet firm confidence and let your feminine energy just radiate, right? So bring that energy into the dating app when you open it. Of like, cool, like I might meet my ideal partner today. How cool is that? So with setting up your profile, when it comes to the photos you use, again, bring intention into it. So this isn't a space you would just use your Instagram photos like, you know, like a highly filtered Instagram photo. These photos should really represent who you truly are, right? So think of like a non-filtered photo of a really genuine smile. Maybe you're sitting out in the sunshine. What is it? You want to really give off this super authentic, genuine perspective of you. So I like to give the example, you know, in your pictures, really show what do you enjoy doing? Who are you? An example is for me, I I'm adventurous, I'd say, right? So if I wanted to kind of be like, here's me being adventurous, I wouldn't share a photo of me hiking. I personally don't love hiking. I love going on a walk. I love walking on the beach. I don't want to climb up a mountain. I don't want to do that personally. I know people like to do that. Not me. That's not how I want to spend my time. So I would not put that picture on the dating app, even though it's like kind of cool and adventurous and someone might like it and it might spark a conversation. No, that's not me. For me, I might put a picture of me playing with my dog. I might put a picture of me like being outside or with some trees or by the ocean or enjoying some coffee, like things that feel authentic to me. And think about giving off this really radiant, inviting feminine energy, right? So, like a picture of you with your sunglasses on and like bad bitch pose just isn't really super authentic. And you can't even see your eyes. You can't like draw someone in with your eyes and your feminine radiance. So pictures are really important. And then think about your bio. Your bio should really share your true intentions, who you are, what you're looking for, what you're available for. So it can be tempting to like play into the games and like say something clever and spicy, but is that really going to attract your ideal, really grounded masculine partner? He's not available for the games, I'll tell you that much. So think about your bio, right? It might say, I'm looking for a genuine connection and to build a healthy relationship. I enjoy going to yoga classes, spending time at home, and having meaningful conversations. Just some examples of how you might kind of put into words what you're looking for if you are looking for, a long-term relationship. And try to speak more to what you are interested in rather than what you're not interested in. Just a general rule of thumb. I mean, manifestation, the basic rules of law of attraction, we're going to attract what we're saying and putting out there. But more than that, it can come off kind of negative and in this weird way when we're like, I'm not available for the games. If you're not available for the games, how can you say that but in the affirmative way? What's the opposite of the games? Authentic connection. So that's your profile. Now, how you can use the app to feel more empowered and to get better results. So again, the mindless swiping is just not going to lead you to having a good experience or attracting great men on there. The thing about dating apps that not a lot of people know is they do have an algorithm, just like Facebook does, just like Instagram does. It feeds you more of what you like. Now, this only really works when you're using it with intention, right? So one of the things I recommend is to commit intentional time to be on the app. So this could be for example, 30 minutes twice a week. I'm going to do 30 minutes Monday and Thursday. This is helpful for a few reasons. One, it's not always like in the back of your mind and you're like, shit, I'm trying to, sorry for cursing, but I'm trying to attract my person. I need to be on there all the time. And then you feel guilty because you're not on there. And that's not helpful. And, and then if you don't have the intentional time, you just might not ever get to it. So set some time for yourself. And when swiping, okay, so when you're actually swiping, don't just go for your type, right? Or the most good looking man on the platform. You don't have to, swipe yes for people that you really don't find attractive at all, but don't let that be the only thing that you're considering. Just like we talked about at the beginning of the training, consider attraction and compatibility. So really take this person in, what are they communicating in their bio? What are they doing in their photos? Is there a possibility that you might be compatible? What would it be like to stretch your comfort zone just a little bit to see what would it be like to have a conversation with this person? And if someone feels like a yes, consider, why is this a yes for me? Is this based just on attraction, or because it's my type, because this type of person is familiar to me, or is there something more there? And I say this because we want to be aware how attraction works, really simply put, is we're attracted to what we're familiar to. What's familiar is what we've experienced in the past. We probably don't necessarily want to attract what is familiar from the past, right? We want to expand what we're available for, expand what we find attractive. So just check in with yourself. Someone's a yes. Why is this a yes? What do I like about this? Same thing if someone is a no. What about this is a no for me? What do I not like about this person? Our no always leads us to our yes. Okay, so now conversations that can lead to a date. Okay, so specifically on dating apps, right? So once the conversation starts, be intentional. Intentional every step of the way. And I'd say don't engage in the conversations that aren't leading to meeting in person for a date. I am aware that meeting someone on a dating app and then like meeting in person, it's awkward or it can feel uncomfortable. So be aware of what feels good for you. You might first want to have a FaceTime with this person. But the point is, like, why you're talking to this person on a dating app is to see, like, are we a good match? Does this make sense? Are we compatible? So we do need to move it to in person, or we just need to drop it. Like, if the conversation's going nowhere, forget it. Like, move on. So in your PDF, your bonus material, there's questions you can ask to lead the conversation deeper, to really get to know the person, and also to lead it towards a date. Some examples. Let me just pull it up really quick. What do you enjoy doing in your free time? What did you like about me that inspired you to match with me? I'm looking to really get to know someone. What are your intentions for being on a dating app? I'm enjoying this conversation and would like to get to know you better in person. How would that feel for you? I understand that some of these might feel a little bit edgy and a little bit scary to put yourself out there in this way. And it's completely okay to lead the way as the feminine, to kind of lead the way with desire. You'll notice in a lot of my communication templates, what I'm doing, what I'm offering to you is leading the way through desire. And this is so necessary as the feminine. The masculine does lead the way and create the vision and create the date. Here's an example. Tonight is date night. We do date night on Wednesday night with me and my partner. And I had mentioned to him, it's been a while, we've been like relaxing at home because things have been crazy around here. So I had mentioned earlier, I'd really love to go to dinner with you this week. That's all I said. I shared the desire. I could have just been frustrated that he didn't bring it up, but I chose to lead the way and I chose to share my desire. Right before I got on this training, he sent me a text. He said, reservation is made, dinner's at 8, be ready at 6:30. I'll be home at that time and I'm taking you to drinks before dinner. And I was like, yes, sir. Got it. And I love that. Like, I love, how like he took care of everything and then I just show up. And maybe that wouldn't have necessarily happened in that way if I didn't first share the desire. So if things feel a little edgy and weird to like, am I making the first move? View it as you're sharing your desire so that they know where to take the vision of the relationship. Okay. All right, let's move on to organically. I'm aware of time. Just had so much to say on this training. My gosh, could go on forever. Okay, but I want to get into how to meet someone organically. So, this is so possible. I know organically, both options can feel just like a dead end. But remember, it's the energy, it's the intention you're putting into it. To meet someone organically, think about putting yourself in places where your ideal partner might be. Think about their values, their interest. So work backwards. These are my non-negotiables. What things would this person value, or what would they do in their life? Like, what are they doing day to day? And then spend time at those places your partner might be. Now, this can be really simple. Like this, you can go to the park. Go to the park, take a walk, or go to the dog park, or bring a blanket and have a snack at the park. And keep your eyes open, see who's around. Remember, your energy is open and inviting, and let it like just kind of play with this. This doesn't have to be like so serious. Go to events in your community that you might meet your partner. I had a really good girlfriend who was really wanting a partner really involved in the community. She started going to Lauren says, way to go, Jesse. Can he start offering training opportunities for men? Yeah, he really needs to. We're working on that. That's what a lot of my clients say. It's so funny. Okay, a girlfriend of mine, she was really wanting a partner who was involved in the community. She went to her like neighborhoods events they were having, like kind of like HOA, but not really like that. Anyways, she started going there, met her partner. Now they're together, right? So like put yourself in these positions, in these places that people might be. Social gatherings, friends of friends. That's so common of how people meet their partners. You know, going to a friend's gathering, a wedding, you know, just going out to dinner with friends, and you might meet, you know, your partner through friends of friends. Restaurants. Okay, here's my favorite trick. Sit at the bar of a restaurant. I like the bar of a restaurant rather than just like a bar because it's just a little bit like less night scene moment, and you get higher quality people. Sit at the bar at a restaurant solo. Take yourself to dinner. Take yourself on a self date and embody that warm and open and inviting energy and see who you might see. Another one is Facebook groups. So each city has a ton of Facebook groups. I mean, I live in a small city and there's Facebook groups for Pensacola singles, Pensacola just like to connect and meet people, not even like straight up dating groups. So whatever you're more comfortable with, or like running groups, cooking groups, hiking groups. I would never join a hiking group, but maybe you like hiking, or your potential partner might like hiking. So get into these groups and you can just kind of interact and see who's in there. There's plenty of opportunities. Now, if you're anything like me, I'm not super extroverted. I'd rather spend time at home than go out. So if you're like that, you know, honor yourself, honor your own boundaries. How can you get yourself out there in a way that feels good for you? I'm not suggesting that you exhaust all your energy and every single day you're going to a different event to find your person, but be intentional with your time and your energy, right? Be curious about what you and your potential partner might have in common and how you could just kind of open the door to meeting them in that way. And the most important part about meeting someone organically is that you're energetically open to it. You could literally bump into your future partner at a grocery store, but if you're like really closed off and like distracted, you might not notice what's happening. So energetically open, what I mean by that, think about your body language. Think about relaxed and open, making eye contact with strangers, introducing yourself, asking questions, rather than being like kind of closed off and like just not available for it. And I mean, I met my partner at a bar, you guys, totally just like on a whim. And it's funny because neither of us really like to go to bars or out very much, but that's where we were that night. We met through friends of friends, and the rest is history. So it can happen if we're open to it. And what I do like to share about the evening that I met Jesse is there's actually a video of me, my friend and sister took just a few minutes before I met him, and I'm just like really in this like silly, playful energy and kind of like dancing around. And just moments later, I met him. And so why I share that is I was very much energetically just like relaxed and like authentic and having fun and just enjoying life. And then he was like magnetized to that. Another piece about meeting someone organically is your belief systems really play into this. So if there's, well, dating apps and organically, if there's resistance to meeting someone online or organically, the beliefs you're holding might be the thing that's actually holding you back. For example, I had a client who she's traveling full time right now. She is really in that kind of nomadic season of her life and she's really enjoying it. And through our work together, she was able to discover that she has this belief that I'm not going to meet my forever partner while I'm traveling because they'll have a problem with that, basically. So the belief is I can't meet my partner while I'm living this lifestyle. And while there's some truth in that, sure, some people don't want a partner that's traveling full time, it's not absolute truth. There's plenty of people that meet their partner while they're traveling. That can absolutely happen. It's just a matter of you opening up to it and believing it's possible to you. So, let me just check in. My goodness, can't believe we're already at an hour. All right, I think I'm going to start to wrap this up. Let me finish with organic. Is there anything else that's important? So same thing with organic, it's okay to make the first move because how else are they going to know that you're interested? But you draw him in through your energy, through your desire. It might just be like a little look or introducing yourself. Or it might be, hey, I'd really like to have coffee together. Can I have your number? And, so let's say you start to get someone's number and you're talking. The thing with texting is you don't want there to be too much fluff. And it's not going anywhere to actually like spending time in person. So you can always say, I'm really enjoying this conversation. Would you like to get together this weekend? So you're putting out, would you like to have coffee? I would love to have coffee. I would love to see you this weekend. And then they move it forward to the next step. Or they don't. If they don't, there's plenty of men who will. Okay. So I'm going to start to wrap us up. If you haven't already, put your email in the comment section. I have a PDF I'm going to send you with notes, basically everything we've touched on and more, and communication templates, how to know, questions to ask to know if someone is actually compatible. So just make sure your email is in the comment section so I can send that to you after the training. There was a few things we didn't get to today because we were just having way too much fun. But I want to check in and see how is this landing for you? How is this resonating with the dating apps and meeting someone organically? Is there any questions that anyone has based on any of this material? Lauren, the most challenging thing for me in organic situations and making the first move is not knowing if the person is single or not. Okay. Yes. Organic situations. Yeah, this can be a little choppy at first. So how can you, approach the person or kind of put the energy out there that you might be interested without crossing any lines, right? Because if someone is dating someone or in a relationship, that's completely okay, but you're not going to know until you know, right? And so I'd encourage you to still kind of put the energy out there through conversation. I mean, it might just be like you strike up a conversation, and then through the conversation, you'll begin to learn if they are single or are they not. That's their responsibility to share that with you. Right? If they put that off, like wait a while to share that with you, something's weird there. That's inappropriate on their behalf. But I'd say, think about how you can kind of invite it through the body and through your energy and just strike up a conversation. And Yeah, I'm just thinking, um, you know, instead of going straight to like, would you like to have coffee? Maybe it's like, what are you up to this weekend? Like, kind of asking questions that might invite them to let you know that they do have a partner. Thank you, Meg. Thanks for being here. Let's see. I just want to scan through my notes and see if there's anything really important I wanted to share. Okay, I do want to share, I did say I was going to share some healthy date practices, healthy dating practices. So this will be in your PDF, but I did want to mention my favorite one is the self check-in. So while you're actually dating, while you're with someone, the self check in really helps you to shift out of the mindset of I'm waiting to be chosen and into I'm doing the choosing. Because often we spend time with someone and we're so focused on, do they like me? Are they going to text me? What did they think of me? Was that thing I said weird? Instead of what we want to shift into, do I like them? Do I want them to text me? What did I think of them? How did I feel being around them? And so another thing with that self check-in is helpful with is when we're around someone, we can start absorbing a lot of their energy, which starts to cloud our emotion and energy with theirs, and we start to pick up on who we think they want us to be. We start, potentially losing ourselves slowly. So we want to be intentional about really coming back to our center. So the self check-in, you can do it before a date, during the date, after the date. Essentially, take a few moments to just check in with yourself. Take some natural breaths. Yeah, I really enjoy releasing a sigh on the exhale. And bring your awareness back to yourself, out of your head, out of all the thoughts and the busyness, and into the body, just to yourself, to your heart. Check in with how you're feeling. What do I like? What do I not like about this interaction? How does my energy feel? What am I picking up on? Is there anything I need right now that might feel supportive or soothing? From there, start to release any energy that isn't yours. So this is why I like the sound on the exhale. It helps us to just release energy. I like using just a gentle self-touch or shaking out. It helps me to just like, ooh, this is what animals do when they're releasing energy. Shake it out, whatever you need to do. And I also like to imagine a magnet on my heart space. With your breath, as you're breathing in, imagine bringing all your energy back into your body. It's common, especially like if we're at a restaurant or somewhere with a lot of people, our energy is kind of scattered. We're looking around, we're observing different things, and so just breathe breathe that energy back into your body. So this helps us to really stay empowered and centered and do the choosing when it comes to dating. All right, so I'm going to send you the email later today. I did want to mention the Radiant Relationship Academy, my mentorship program, is opening our doors once again next month in April, beginning of April. And this is a really great space if you want to dive so much deeper into this. Inside the mentorship, we move through letting go of past pain, past trauma, belief systems, healing the heart, rewiring how you love, discovering and releasing inner blocks, barriers, patterns that are causing relationships to not work out, any insecurities. You create a relationship vision and really get in alignment with that, like we were talking about, and get clarity on what really matters for you and a partner. We go so much deeper into all this delicious dating strategies and practices. It's really about developing a strong foundation of self-trust and self-worth, regulating your emotions and your nervous system, which is the fundamental tool we need for healthy relationships, communicating your needs, your boundaries without creating conflict, boundary setting, creating passion and spark in a relationship, understanding masculine and feminine energies, and sustaining a healthy and passionate relationship. So I believe we begin in May, but doors open next month. The waitlist is open right now. If you're on the waitlist, you get access to early enrollment and extended payment plan. This is a 3-month in-depth group mentorship program. I work very closely with you inside, and it's a small, intimate group of women going through the program with you. We get 10 modules that are really based in the somatic work, the embodiment work. So we go deeper than just the mindset, deeper than just what we did here with the strategies. It's really about the inner barriers. So I'd love to have you. We start in May. I'll put the wait list here. I can grab the wait list real quick and put it in the comments. All right, and then I want to read your message. Lauren, to follow up on my comment, I think I end up being more reserved in social situations even when I sense that there could be a potential connection, because I have been cheated on before, but I also feel like that fear has led me to miss out on opportunities for connection. I've appreciated this training so much. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, Lauren. I think you're spot on there. This is an example of those inner barriers that keep us from love, basically. So really great job noticing that, because again, we can have all the strategies of like, yeah, just do this, this, and this. But then there's those little parts of us that are like, I'm scared to do that, or this experience of being cheated on in the past is kind of holding me back from that. So again, really great job noticing that, and I'd love to talk more with you, see if Radiant Relationship Academy is a good fit, or just reach out privately, and I'd love to chat more. And hopefully I'll do another live in here soon. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Thanks for being with me for an hour and 15 minutes, talking all things dating. And yeah, continue to use the comment section. I'll be in here the rest of the day, kind of checking in and out and see if I can support anyone else. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. We'll see you next time.